Hello everyone and welcome to Fistful of Feminism. My name is Monica and today I'd like to talk about Justin Trudeau. So as you may or may not know, Canada just had an election. In this election it was pretty clear that Canadians didn't want Stephen Harper anymore. So here comes an avalanche victory for Justin Trudeau. Now, Justin Trudeau is the leader of the Liberal Party of Canada, and the Liberal Party has just recently won a majority government. This has sparked a lot of conversation about our soon-to-be new Prime Minister, who is quite young, seems to have a lot of potential, and a lot of people are talking about different things. So today, I just wanted to share a couple of things that I've noticed in the media and what people are talking about, and we're going to be covering a couple different topics to do with Justin Trudeau. Now, first off, I wanted to just start with a post that I saw on Facebook that has gone viral. Within just 4 days of welcoming our new Prime Minister, he has notified Obama that Canada will be pulling out of the bombing campaign in the Middle East. He has put forth a motion to remove the ban that prohibits gay men from donating blood. He has motioned to have medical marijuana dispensaries placed in every major Canadian city, which will stimulate the economy, and has launched an official nationwide search for missing and murdered Indigenous women. Justin Trudeau has accomplished in 4 days what our former Prime Minister, aka Stephen Harper, couldn't do in 10 years. For the first time in many years, Canada is in the forefront of international news just in this 1 week following the election. The world loves him, and for the first time in a long time, I am proud to be a Canadian. So this post has been circulating, but I thought I would sort of deconstruct some of the things that were said in this post, because of course all of these things are amazing things if they happen. There was one comment in particular which I would never recommend reading the comments for like anything, but this comment had a really good point. Just to be an annoyance and put forth a couple of things out there. He has put forth a motion. There's currently no sitting parliamentarians at the moment. The House is inactive. No MP-elect has standing until they are sworn in. Ergo, if any of those motions were real, they would be defeated so fast his head would spin. Clock starts on November 4th. Until then, he's still a third-party MP, who happens to be Prime Minister designate. So as it happens, he hasn't done, nor can he do squat, until he is sworn in. He can talk all he wants. Let's wait and see what damage he'll do after he's sworn in. This is a very good point. These are things that he's put a motion forward, but we haven't seen any action yet, so let's just wait. Let's just take a moment to talk about the election real quick. As I said before, it was pretty clear that a lot of Canadians were not down with Harper anymore. So we got him out. The only real way to get him out in our current electoral system was to vote for someone that you maybe didn't really want to vote for. So there were a lot of people on the internet saying, yes, I voted for Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party, but that's not who I actually wanted to vote for. I was voting against the alternative. So with this in mind, we should really think about the things that Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party were promising in their election campaign. One of the most important promises that most Canadians will be paying attention to is a reform of the electoral system. Justin Trudeau promised to end first past the post voting system and explore alternative options, whatever alternative options means. Now what I'm looking at right now is a really awesome website that is called the trudeaumeter.ca. This is where you can track his progress and all of the promises that he made, so it's kind of neat. Let's see some of his promises on Indigenous peoples. He promised to enact the recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. He promised to launch a national public inquiry into missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls in Canada, which, remember, we talked about before. He's been saying that he is going to launch that, so that's exciting if it happens. And really, there is a lot of things. I don't have time to go through all of his promises. There's a couple of really cool things here, so that's really awesome. So go to trudeaumeter.ca to take a look at all of his promises. But we can't forget that Mr. Trudeau also voted in favor of Bill C-51. Now, Bill C-51 is pretty much an entirely other video, so look down below for some resources that will explain to you exactly what Bill C-51 is and how many people were like, nope, not happening. Put it in perspective, a couple of other party leaders said that they would get rid of Bill C-51 if they were elected. Justin Trudeau was not one of them. Under this bill, it can criminalize different indigenous groups for protesting things like pipelines that are destroying their lands, all in the name of anti-terrorism. Oh, lighting change. The really interesting thing about Justin Trudeau is that he has come out and said that all of his new Liberal MPs have to vote pro-choice, which when you think about it is actually pretty big. Now this particular issue is one that pro-lifers absolutely hate, calling him things like a dictator for this, which I think is so ironic, it's unbelievable. But this is actually a really big step in the right direction for a younger, now soon-to-be prime minister coming out and saying that pro-choice is really the only thing that should be allowed because it's a woman's right to choose. Also a reminder from my other videos, not just women have abortions. Justin Trudeau has also invited several leaders, including Elizabeth May, to the Paris Climate Change Summit, which is a pretty big gesture of faith. The most recent election, the House of Commons now has 10 Indigenous MPs and 88 female MPs. It's pretty good. So yes, there are a lot of things that I'm really excited to see Justin Trudeau act upon. He even came out recently saying that he is a proud feminist, which is kind of a first for a lot of politicians in Canada. I think one of the most important discussions here is that we need to hold our government accountable no matter what they do. Yes, I'd like to see an inquiry into the missing and murdered Indigenous women in this country. It is unbelievable. Yes, I would like to see an end to the ban on gay men giving blood. Yes, I would like a proud feminist as the leader of this country. But none of that has happened yet. Just because the election is over and Justin Trudeau and the Liberals have won a majority government, it doesn't mean that every single person in this country wanted them in power. It just means that the alternative was even worse. So, what do people want? They want proportional representation. People want to be represented in a better way than is currently happening now. That's a big reason why you got elected, so don't forget that. I saw a lot of different articles on the internet that had titles such as, I voted for Justin Trudeau, and as an Indigenous person, here's why I'm not completely sold on that. There's just some really powerful voices out there that I would encourage everyone to go and look at. It's one thing to talk about Indigenous people's issues. It's another thing to follow through on it. Mr. Trudeau, I didn't vote for you, but I did vote against the alternative. There's some of the things that Justin Trudeau has promised, and there's some of the things that we need to keep him accountable for. So I also wanted to talk about one of the biggest discussions on the internet the past couple weeks has been basically Justin Trudeau, his looks, his hair, and other things. So after the election, the internet kind of exploded with images of Justin Trudeau. There's a couple of them where he's shirtless and kind of giving the muscle, I don't know, whatever that is. He seems very hip, and he's pretty young. Although he is not the youngest prime minister, he's the second youngest. A lot of different articles came out explaining why objectifying Justin Trudeau is wrong. A lot of people came out saying, if this were a woman, we would be outraged. Why is this happening to Justin Trudeau? Why can't we look beyond his looks and look at his accomplishments and his promises? Let's just deconstruct that a teeny bit, because it's a little bit more nuanced than something we would call a double standard. Let's be clear, Justin Trudeau is not being objectified in the same way that women are. Let's just say in the most recent election, a woman was elected as the prime minister. For the sake of being realistic, it would probably be a cisgender, straight, white woman, able-bodied as well. If there were topless photos of that woman on the internet, she probably wouldn't have been elected. Here's why. Objectification for men and women are totally different. While what we could call objectification for men generally paints them as strong, powerful individuals, objectification for women literally turns them into pieces of objects. So we're not actually looking at them as a person anymore, we're looking at them as an object. So that could be a sex object, that could be something that is seen in an advertisement, just using something to sell something. Basically, we're minimalizing women down to their body parts. So in this alternate situation of a woman being elected as the prime minister, she would be receiving death threats. People would be calling into question whether or not she could lead based on the fact that she is a slut. Yes, that would happen because apparently women are not allowed to take topless photos like ever. Now, on the contrary, Justin Trudeau's photos being out there on the internet, they have done nothing to take away the power that he has. This is really important. To objectify someone, there needs to be a power imbalance. In the case of Justin Trudeau, he is not having power taken away from him at all. He gets to retain all of his power being the straight, white, cis, able-bodied person that he is, and it turns into more of an admiration versus objectification. Yes, while lots of people are very upset that we're not focusing on Justin Trudeau's issues, we also can't say that Justin Trudeau is being objectified in the same way that women are objectified. It is completely different, the outcome is completely different, and ultimately the shift of power is the most important thing here. Probably is better for us to focus on what he's actually doing in order to keep ourselves accountable and not distracted, but everyone is welcome to be attracted to who they want. Basically, the double standard doesn't really come from people objectifying Justin Trudeau. The double standard comes from the fact that we get upset when Justin Trudeau's hair is focused on, and we don't get upset about the death threats that are happening to women, feminized people all over the world all the time. That doesn't matter, but when it happens to a man, that's when it's important. So that is just a couple of my thoughts on Justin Trudeau. This video has kind of been a little bit different. I've kind of been reading from lots of different articles, and I'll have lots of different articles down below. Basically, what I just wanted to get across was that holding people accountable is the most important thing here. Promises are not action. On a side note, this is coming out the day before Halloween, so reminder, cultures and identities are not costume. So you know that Indian costume you were thinking of wearing, or that sexy geisha costume, or all of that black makeup that you bought to put on your face and make yourself look like a black person, hey, you're a racist. Oh, and you know that section in the Halloween store where it's saying celebrating an American icon and has Caitlyn Jenner costumes for men? None of that is okay. Instead, try really, really hard to have an inclusive, loving Halloween. You could wear costumes like this. Or this. It's almost done, it's not ready yet. So thank you guys for watching. You know, that was kind of a little bit of a weird video, nothing really conclusive. I just wanted to have a chat about Justin Trudeau, talk about him, because it's topical, you know. Be safe on Halloween, make good choices. But other than that, if you like, you can subscribe and go there and da-da-da. I will see you guys not next Friday, but the Friday after that. Let's keep Justin Trudeau accountable for what he may do. Da-da-da.